water, and I have already shown you this before, how the pesticides have been found in our food, especially in tomatoes, and most of them being highly hazardous. I have shown you this before, how if you wash your tomatoes with warm water, how the chemical can reduce by 38%. If you wash it with cold water, how it can reduce by 30%. If you peel it out, it can reduce by 69%. I've shown you this study before. I have also shown you this before, that some of the studies in Uganda, in Wakiso district, were indicating that actually farmers, because of, you see how the farmers spray, they are naked. When they sweat, the sweat absorbs the chemical and whatever. So this study found that some of the farmers had, these highly hazardous pesticides in their urine. And mancozeb is one of them. Glyphosate is one of them. 2,4-D was one of them. Pyrethroid was one of them. I mean, all these pesticides were present in people's urine. And yeah, I have also shown you this before, looking at the urine example. And then lastly, I've also shown you this, that some of the studies in Uganda have also revealed that people who have exposure to glyphosate, usually they have impaired visual memory, they have motor function problems, they have complex attention problems, they cannot concentrate. And then I've also shown you this in Uganda still, that this research was showing that when people have access or exposure to mancozeb, which is the chemical you guys see on your tomatoes, and Roundup, which you call glyphosate up there, it is associated with problems of sleep. People are not able to actually sleep. As long as you've at least used it 2 times in a week, you may have challenges with sleep. And I asked myself, why all these problems? Because of the regulatory concerns, our leaders are not regulating effectively these pesticides. And so we need to hold them accountable. Our consumers are not aware. So the guys in the media, you need to help us to sensitize the masses on this subject. Research is still a problem. We still have minimal research. I would love to do a lot of research in most of your areas so that we can document further these challenges. Issues of farmer awareness. The farmers don't know what to use. They don't know what to do. They are just confused. They don't know. What comes to them is what they use. Capacity building. People are not aware. Even the people who have gone to school, people are not aware. People are not informed. People don't read. People don't understand these things. So there's a whole capacity issue altogether. And then, of course, the corporate influence is another challenge altogether. So, of course, I now want to leave the presentation at this. This was giving us a preamble just to remind you guys that don't fear anybody, but these are the facts that we have. The research papers are available. You can always read them here and there. So yeah, so that is basically a reminder. Now I want to stop sharing that screen, and now I want to take you through understanding where we get these things from, so that you guys can also do them by yourselves without us necessarily being there. Okay, so let me now share with you something here. Okay, so I kept talking about the harmonized system, the globally harmonized system that has set these criteria. Now, for you guys who have computers where you are, I will go a little bit slowly here, just to make sure that you appreciate how we do these things, so that there is nobody confusing you out there, and then they take you off the track. You can do it in your room, in your house, and test them. Okay, so when you look at this system, yeah, you go to your browser and you type in ECHA. What is ECHA? This is European Union Chemicals Agency. This is the agency that is responsible for managing issues of pesticides, issues of chemicals, actually. So all the chemicals that are coming from the EU are being controlled and regulated by this agency, ECHA, so the European Chemicals Agency. Now, according to the globalized harmonized system, it was set in such a way that every single information relating to chemicals must be available. That it must be available. So it must be available in such a way that even someone in their village should be able to access it, because it should be public information. That is how that system is set. Now, when you come to this system here that you're seeing on my screen, if you want to navigate the laws, the regulations, the standards, whatever, you just come to where there's legislation. You see that first batch there called legislation. All the regulations relating to chemicals are in there. So how to register a chemical, how to evaluate it, how to authorize it, how to restrict it, how to label, how to package, occupational exposure limits, everything is under this section. You can see all of this. Issues of water, issues of biocides, issues of classification and labeling, issues of registration, issues of importation, issues of occupation, everything around those laws, policy, international policy, they are all under this. So you can just go there and navigate what you want to check, and then you are good to go. You see, even they have understanding chemicals, understanding agents, understanding carcinogens, understanding mutagens, understanding reproductive toxicants, what I've been talking about, they are all here. They are all here. It's just a click and you are sorted. So if somebody doesn't know, they shouldn't confuse you. So all of these things are really, really here. So if you want to consult, you just come here and you find, you can consult on all these things. Each one of them is written there. Even the steps of how to do it, they are all provided for here. Here, they are all here. So you can just check anything you want here. So this is what we keep doing. When we are doing analysis of these things, the system is just here. It is free of charge. It is open to everybody and anyone can use it. So you don't get confused. You just go there and check whatever you want to check anyway. Now today, I didn't want to go through other things apart from here. If, for instance, you want to search for a chemical, okay, searching for chemicals, you can easily search the chemical that you want. You can search for the chemical that you want, as simple as that. For instance, looking at that thing I told you to take a photo, there is a chemical that is usually used in Uganda called mancozeb. Let us check for it. What does this system talk about it? So you just come and click search for chemical. And once you've clicked that and your thing is active, scroll down and you see where there is search our data. So there is a space here called search for our data. Click there. Or if you have read up there, you accept to check. And then you come in this space here. When you go to that space, type in the name of the chemical you want. For instance, mancozeb, the one you see on your tomatoes. We just put it there. Just type it there slowly. Mancozeb. Once you've written it there, press enter. Now this system is too generous that is going to get for you only the information on mancozeb right there. If you can look at it, it is there. So when they give you this, come and click on it. You see, it brings you what is in the system, mancozeb. You click on it, just click on it. Once you click on it, read the information about the mancozeb is right here for free. You see? So this is the info card. They call it info card, the substance info card, meaning that the card that has information on that substance. So you just come there and read, okay, mancozeb, ISO, manganese, whatever, complex with zinc salts, okay. Continue reading. If someone says you don't know the science, its chemistry is here. This is the chemistry structure. The chemical structure is there. Now they give you a warning. What do they say? What does the harmonized system say about mancozeb? It is right here. So let us just read a little bit. They say, according to the harmonized classification and labeling, ATP 117, that was approved by the European Union, this substance may damage the unborn child. These are not my words. This is the system. Now this is EU speaking to us. It may damage the unborn child. Okay? It is very toxic to aquatic life. You see? This is not me. Very toxic to aquatic life. Then they proceed and say it is very toxic to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. This is not Bernard, this is not Chimera, this is not consent, this is not forceful. This is the EU. Okay, and then they continue and say, it is suspected of causing cancer. Again, it is not me saying, okay? It may cause damage to organs. through prolonged or repeated exposure. And then they say it may cause an allergic skin reaction. That is according to the harmonized classification and labeling in that system. Now, there's an additional information. Now, this information now, which is additional, was provided by the company that makes it. Now, you need to pay attention here. They say, additionally, the classification provided by the companies, okay? These are the companies that make it. So the additional information that was submitted to the EU by the companies that make it identifies that this substance may damage fertility. Can you imagine? That is the company. It is telling you that this chemical, because they have to surrender to the EU and make sure they tell the EU what actually the dangers of the chemical before it can be put anywhere. So they say the classification provided by the companies in that registration, which you can also access on this system, identifies that this substance may damage fertility or the unborn child. Now, what am I supposed to do? If you come on this side and you see where there is properties of concern, suspected to be carcinogenic, toxic to reproduction, it has skin sensations. Now you see, this is exactly what I was telling you about highly hazardous pesticides when I was making a presentation. Didn't you see reproduction there? Reproductive toxicants? Didn't I talk about carcinogens? This is where the information is. Now you can even read more about this whole thing. They have all the information is available here. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you get confused when fellas who don't have these things, now they start confusing us and what, then they say, you know, but this is information. Anyway, let us double check another, maybe, so that we are not biased. Let us look at carbendazim, which is one of the chemicals I showed you in the register. Carbendazim. Just type it here. Okay. So you have carbendazim there. So tell this guy to search for you and see what they talk about carbendazim. Okay. You just come. They have already sorted it for you here. And then they tell you, okay, carbendazim, here it is. What is the warning? Now, look at that danger they are indicating there. They are saying, the harmonized classification and labeling approved by the European Union. This substance may cause genetic defects. This is what I was talking about when I told you about altering DNA. Now, this is a chemical they're telling you, according to this system, approved by the EU, this substance may cause genetic defects. It may damage fertility. It may damage the unborn child. It is very toxic to aquatic life. Those are the words which are written there. They continue and say it is very toxic to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. It may cause allergic skin reactions. Now, this is not consent. This is not Food Safety Coalition. This is the EU. By the way, let us look at the additional information that came from the companies. It's also provided there. Additionally, the classification provided by companies to the Commission identifies that this substance may damage fertility or the unborn child. Still, this is not consent. This is not, okay? Now, when you come to properties of concern, number one, you see in this box, properties of concern of this chemical, mutagenic. Now, reflect, the entire mention the word mutagenic in the other criteria. The word is right here, that some of these guys, some of these chemicals are mutagenic, and the word is written there, the way I said it, or the way we have always mentioned it at Consent and Food Safety Coalition, mutagenic, you know, and then we are saying it is toxic to reproduction. They are saying it themselves, and they are saying the skin sensations is another challenge. It can cause issues to the skin. That is another chemical that I've kept on talking about. Henry has talked about it. The coalition members have talked about it. And then we have been saying, people are telling us we are deceiving the nation. Let us maybe let us just check another. Maybe let us check atrazone. Let us check Atra. There is this one called atrazine. Let us just check randomly. I think atrazine has the E. You just type it there. Then in a second, the guy has already brought for you what is in the system. Let us read about it. So atrazine has different compounds, but let us just look at the mother ingredient. Let us read about it. Let us read about it. There is a warning there. They are saying, according to harmonized classification and labeling approved by the EU, this substance is very toxic to aquatic life. It is very toxic to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. It may damage organs through prolonged and repeated exposure. It may cause skin issues. So, I mean, these are these are just here, guys. Now, what are we supposed to do? Okay, just maybe to just take away your fears. Let us also check maybe. Okay, like many of you have had a chemical called paraquat, not so? Let us check it. Let us check it also. Maybe for it is still safe. Let us see. There is something called paraquat, which is a chemical that you guys know. It used to be common in those days. I don't know whether your communities still have it. Paraquat also has very many kind of substantial materials and whatever, but we can just check randomly the mother document, the mother ingredient. What is paraquat? What are they saying about it? Well, according to the classification provided by the companies, this was provided by the companies themselves, the substance is fatal if inhaled. Now, didn't I mention that one in our criteria? It is fatal if inhaled. It is toxic if swallowed. It is toxic in contact with the skin. Now you can see how women were spraying without anything, but it's toxic to the skin. It causes damage to organs through prolonged exposure. Very toxic to the aquatic life. I mean, now, ladies and gentlemen, really, what are we supposed to say? I think anyhow, let me stop here with the with the samples. I mean, there are many. Maybe lastly, let us see this one in Uganda called abamectin. Abamectin. This is one of the chemicals that are fully present in Uganda. Let us check it out and see what do they say about abamectin. Okay. According to this classification and labeling approved by the EU, this substance is fatal if swallowed, is fatal if inhaled, causes damage to organs, very toxic to aquatic life. You see, these things are here. And then when you come to the properties of concern, they even say suspected to be toxic to reproduction. Now, I mean, okay, let us leave that. Now I want to show you another thing. What I've just shown you here, it's really about searching for a chemical. You should be able to search it and see whether this chemical is, what are the properties, what are they talking about, this chemical. And I mean, there are many examples. All those chemicals that we have always provided to you, you can just search them from this. And this is just an example. I'm just trying to show you how to navigate. Many things exist in this system. When you look at it and navigate it, you say, wow, this is interesting. Now, some of the chemicals are called PICs. PIC means prior informed consent. What does that mean? This means that if a chemical wants to export a particular chemical to your country, they must first write to you informing you of their intention to export their product to your country. That is what they call prior informed consent. They inform you earlier before they can send that product. Now, you also respond. The country they've written to, you have to respond in writing that, hey, okay, we can take it on, please send it. So you must respond. When you respond to the manufacturer, but also to EU, that you have agreed that this chemical can go to your country. Now, according to the provisions in the legislation provided here, each country must have focal point persons. These are the guys whom they write to, and they are the guys who write back in kind of approval that, yes, please bring, we have agreed that you bring the product. And this must be 1 year before. So meaning that the products that are coming in 2025, the prior informed consent was made in 2024. And I'm going to run through the list and you see the chemicals already provided for in this system. So you know how many chemicals Uganda is going to receive in the year 2025. Information is just here. So when someone comes in and starts joking and starts assuming and then starts, my friend, it can't work. So what you do, don't you worry. Come here where there is search for chemical. When you come to search for chemical, you just scroll down, You'll see a guy there called PIC. For today, we shall look at PIC. Next time, I can take you through the REACH, the BPR, and other things. But for today, let us look at PIC. So when you reach PIC, under it, you see there chemicals subject to PIC, meaning those are chemicals that must not leave the country of origin before the country of destination approves that, please, you send us that chemical. Those are the chemicals subject to PIC. So our products under this, let us check them. So you just come and click there. Chemicals subject to PIC. Come and click, just click OCDK. Just click OCDK. So when you click, what is happening? They tell you PIC, prior informed consent regulation. Now, when you see this chemical subject to PIC, there is a drop down there. Go to the drop down, click, just click. You don't need to worry. You click, then they bring for you under that what is inside. So we have chemicals subject to PIC. There is export notification. Now, export notifications means they have already notified these countries. So you can find those notifications already here. Then if there are people who are importing, they have also already put import notifications. Now, there is even explicit consents and waivers. People who have received waivers from the EU, they are also here. Then you can also check who is responsible for signing our things. So every country is there. So let us begin with the chemicals subject to PIC. So I just click there. When I click there, these guys are too generous. They will give me a list of things, of chemicals that have either been banned or they have been severely restricted, because those are the chemicals that are actually falling under prior informed consent. Because if they were not having prior informed consent, then they wouldn't have put them in the PIC. So all those chemicals which are severely restricted or banned are the ones that are falling under the prior informed consent. Okay, so what we're going to do, of course, you see how this tool is. Each chemical, they have told you, is it an industrial chemical? Is it a pesticide? And is it, so you see on the last column here called use limitations, you'll see that one, severely restricted, banned, severely restricted. So those are the chemicals there. So what I want to check with us now, let us sample the products that we are just from checking a few minutes ago. Yeah. Please, Richard, please don't scribble. When you scribble, you'll confuse me, please. I see Richard scribbling. Okay, so what you do, let us say you want to search a particular chemical and you want to see whether it is banned or severely restricted or not. Once you have reached this page, for you, you relax. You just relax. Come here where there is search, this blue thing here called the search. Of course, these are other, whatever, you can check the summaries, you can search, you can see exports, you can see feedback and whatever. But for today, we want to check search. So you want to search for whether this chemical is banned or not. And we're just going to try on the products that we have just seen a few minutes ago when I was navigating the system to read more about them. So you just come here, click the guy search. When you click that guy search, come and click the word substance identity. You want to identify the substance. Click it, just click. Or you don't worry, click and you come and search. Let us say mancozeb, the one on your tomatoes. Click here. So the word mancozeb comes there. Okay, so you tell this guy that, please search for me. I want to see, is mancozeb still in the market or not? Okay, so when you read here, before even you go down, they tell you, when you scroll a little bit slowly here, they give you mancozeb there, and then they come and tell you about mancozeb here. So when you check here, you see where there is use limitation. They tell you that mancozeb was banned. It is right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not me. It is right here. They are telling you the mancozeb is banned. So when Bernard says that the thing has been banned and someone comes and says, I am deceiving, which source are they reading? When Henry goes there and tells you this chemical is banned, this is where we are getting it. when the colleagues at the coalition, when the colleagues at Consent come and say, guys, this chemical is banned, this is where we are getting the thing. This is a register for EU. And this is where all the chemicals that you have ever seen or you have ever known, this is where they are. So you see that already mancozeb is banned. So if you can read more, you just click on it and they give you more details. Yeah, you just click on it and the details come and all those details come and all those details come. And then you're able to read why it was rejected, why it is what. You are able to find all that information right there. So basically, that is that is it. That is really how we do it. But maybe let me just quickly again. Okay, we have seen mancozeb. Let us maybe check out. Let us check out another. Earlier on, we searched for mancozeb and we also searched for abamectin. Let me just check abamectin and see whether it is still there. Abamectin. I hope that is how it is written. Yeah, abamectin. Let us search it. Let us just search it and see whether it is still supposed to be given or not. Let us just check, randomly check it. You see, right there. So it is abamectin and its other constituents like abamectin. So you see that it was also banned. So whoever is complaining has to prove otherwise, that this is it. So they are showing you that abamectin, which is also part of the Annex 1. So there are annexes down there that you can go and see more details. It's used as a pesticides, and then it is banned. Okay, maybe let us leave abamectin. Let us also look at another example that we had looked at. We talked about carbendazim. So carbendazim, which they said is mutagenic, which causes mutations of the genes and whatever. Let us see. What does the system say? Is it still being used? Here it is. Carbendazim, right here, it is banned. So maybe let me just check another. You never know. Maybe let me see atrazine. Let's check atrazine. Maybe atrazine is still on. Let us see. Oh, maybe. It is right here. They're telling you it was banned. So I don't know how best I can prove this, but this is good enough. Maybe lastly, let us look at something called I can say carbosulfan, which is another chemical in Uganda. Carbosulfan. Yeah, I think it's written like that. I'm not sure of the spelling, but I think it's that. Let's see. Carbosulfan was also banned. Okay, now what else can I show you? Okay, maybe the last one. Maybe let us look at, there's a chemical called maneb in Uganda. Maybe this one is still on. You just type it there, maneb. Then we see if it was banned or whether it is restricted or whether it is still here. Here it is, maneb right here, used as plant protection. They're all banned. So that is banned. Okay. So colleagues, this is how we navigate this thing. But I also want to show you something interesting. Now that you have known how we get these chemicals, one is putting your notation and pressure. I want to show you notifications. There's something called export notifications right here. So you can click on export notifications just to know, is Uganda going to export anything this year? Which chemicals are coming to Uganda this year? So you can just see. Now this one, it can show you, you can get summaries, maybe different summaries. You can search different chemicals. Maybe you want to search by, okay, let me just do what? I wanted to first show you that, okay, so this system is too generous that you can already know which countries are going to receive chemicals in 2025. So for instance, you see that this chemical, of course, these are the codes of those chemicals. When you click on it, they give you the details. This is coming from the Netherlands going to South Africa. This is coming from France. It is going to French Polyneas. This one is coming from Belgium to Turkey. This one is coming Netherlands to Kenya. So all of those things, all those details are right here. All of them for 2025. All of them. But you can search. Maybe let me see. You can search. You can search by destination. Okay, there are different ways you can search. You can search for a summary by year. You can search a summary by origin, you can search by destination, or you can search by month. Okay, so let us search by year. You just click there, search by year, then they bring you for each year, 2025, 2024, 2023, up to when you want. So you can be able to see what products are going to be provided to countries in the year 2025. So you can be able to navigate this. You can even search by destination. Let us check by this destination. You just click there. So by destination, they're going to give you a country where the product will be sent. So in 2025. So here the year is. You can even check for Uganda. Maybe let me scroll and we check out for Uganda how many products we are likely to, not likely, that have been confirmed to be sent to us this year, 2025. I think the last time I checked, we had 10 of them, but let us check. So Uganda should be somewhere. We cannot miss. We are right here. So Uganda, they're going to bring us one substance, meaning that it is not a mixture. It is one substance, a particular substance, which will be brought to the country, and then 9 mixtures. So these are like combinations of things. So we are expecting one substance. One substance, I'm not meaning that will be one product. It is like a product, but having one substance. So it can be like 5 tons of something, but it's not mixed. And then you have 9 mixtures. So this year alone, Uganda is expecting 10. This is serious. So this is how we check, guys. So it's not that we just wake up in the morning and then and the system, we just navigate it and find what is going to happen in the next few, and then we are able to report to you guys and show you. So this is what we just want you to know, and you should be able to do it on your own as well. So that is basically what we are trying to communicate. So anyone who is not informed of such technicalities, now this is technical. This is technical work, which most of your professors and these other hopeless guys cannot manage to navigate these things. So this is the reality of where information is coming from and how best we can navigate it, and so we can see where these things are and something of the sort. So basically that is that. So let me also show you something a little bit. Maybe let me show you the authorities. There's something called designated national authorities. Now these ones are the guys whom we need to go and attack and ask, why are we exporting or importing this? Because they are the focal point persons that we have. So this system, each of the countries has a focal point person. So you're able to tell who signs on these things, who allows these things to come. They are here. So this system, there is nothing you can hide. They even tell you when this person came into force. When did this person get to this committee? When did this person start signing your things? At the extreme end here, you see the updated date when the person updated his details. So they give you the name of the person, the department he works with, the box number, the address, the telephone, and the email address. So all this information we have. So when someone comes and says, these guys, what? They are not informed. These are the things. Now, let me just quickly check for you, Uganda, so that you don't say that, but this guy. Let us just check. Let us just double check who signs our Ugandan things, or not necessarily who signs, but who is responsible. Whom do we need to go and visit for interviews about this subject matter? So all these are countries. So they are arranged in alphabetical order. So each of the countries is here, whether he likes it or not. They are here. So there is no dodging. There is no way. But because now most of my countrymen and women are not aware of these things, then the colleagues will come and confuse you guys, and then they say, these guys are opportunists, these guys are, my friend, no way. I have to show you that information is very powerful. You need to have this information. You need to be able to dig into the global systems and find these things where they are hidden, where other people don't want to read. You guys are media, you must read there. So let us check Uganda. Of course, all the countries are here, Rwanda, wherever. Every country should be able to check who is their responsible person. So I am about to reach Uganda, which is usually at the end, somewhere there. We just want to see so that you don't say Uganda is not in the system. We are there. We are there. Even what they're bringing to us, we already know. We already know. Okay. Tanzania, Uganda is right here. So Uganda is here. So, I mean, so when guys come and say those consent guys, they're just, this is it. So you see, like, for instance, Uganda, our focal point person, we have two focal point persons in this thing. We have one whose role is to approve pesticides, and the other one is on industrial chemicals. Now, the one on pesticides is called Mr. Paulo or Paul Mwambu, who is the Commissioner, Crop Inspection and Certification. These are not my words. I'm just reading from the system. So this is Mr. Paul Mwambu, Commissioner, Crop Inspection and Certification, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Crop Protection, PO Box 102, Entebbe, Uganda. Contacts are there, and his email, both his Yahoo and his Maif email, right there. So he has been in this task since November 7th, 2022. And then there is this other colleague called Mr. Stephen David Mugabe, Commissioner, Environmental Affairs, Ministry of Water and Environment, Directorate of Environment Affairs, Department of Environment Sector Support Services, PO Box 20026, Kampala, Uganda, his phone number and his email address. Moreover, a Gmail address. So these are the guys that we're supposed to be holding accountable to explain to us under what circumstances these things happen in their side. So basically, this is the system, ladies and gentlemen, that, well, I just wanted to show you so that you're not confused, you're well acquainted with it. And so allow me to stop sharing this screen. Now, I want to show you something very small, just something very small. The last one, Mr. Chimera, very last one. Some people were saying that the chemicals we are talking about are not on the register of Maif. And so they said we are creating speculations because these products are not on the register, and a lot of things. But I want to prove to you that this is the register. Okay, this is the register for Maif as of 2022. You can just search a little bit of some few chemicals. Maybe I just want to get the 4 or 5 chemicals that we've been looking at in the other system, and we check whether they're on this register or not. So for instance, I showed you something called abamectin. So it is right here, just on the cover, on the front page. Let me just a little bit elongate it. It's right here. So someone says it is not there, but we saw abamectin, it was banned. Now the register, it is there. And this register can even show you that it was last registered again in 2022, and they gave it a spell up to 2025 January. So it was still re-registered. It is right here. So which truth do we want now? Because it gives you even the date when it was last updated. Abamectin, 4th of February 2022, it was added on the list again. And then they said it will expire on 1st January. So it is here, right here. And even you can know the name of the registrant, who registered it, and then who's distributing it. All those things are here. They are here. Even the contacts, they are here. So when someone says, you guys, now, okay, let me just search for another. Let us look at mancozeb. Let us find mancozeb. Mancozeb. We saw that in the register, the other side, which I've been navigating through, you saw that mancozeb was actually banned. We also looked at it, and they were giving the properties of it. Now, this is very available. Are you seeing it? It's right here. It's right here. And it's being supplied by Bukola. It was again put on the register in February 2022. It was re-registered when it was banned. It was re-registered just recently. The years are right here. So now, which falls are we talking about? Okay, maybe let us say atrazine. Maybe this one left our market, but let us put it there. You can just see that even before I finish typing it, it's right there. Atrazine is there, but we saw that it was banned. It was highly hazardous. It was just away. But can you imagine? It was re-registered in 2021. It's right there. Okay, maybe to break the whatever. Let us maybe look at others, like other things like carbendazim. Carbendazim, which the guy said this one is a mutagen. Okay, carbendazim. It's right here. So why would people say that carbendazim is right here on our register? This is our register. And the thing is here. So when someone says we are making what, but it is here. It is here. This is the register. It was re-registered in 2021, you know. Okay, let us maybe look at, maybe let us look at the carbosulfan. Let's see. Maybe this one has gone off. Let us see. Ah, it is right here. Carbosulfan is right here. It's right here. Re-registered in 2019. It's right here. So when people say that we are just what, those are opportunists who don't read, who don't know things, where things are. They're in all the school, etc. That is the best I can tell you. So let us look at maybe abamectin. Let us see. It's abamectin. Let us check whether it exists. Abamectin, right here. It's here. But we checked it just from the EU and it was banned. It is right here. Abamectin, right here. And someone is saying we are deceiving. Really? Okay, let us check this one called maybe chlorpyrifos. It's right there. It's right here. Even cypermethrin itself is right here. They are here, right here. So, I mean, do I need to even continue? Or this is just enough? Maybe lastly, let me just search for you the last one and maybe, let me search for profenofos. It's right here. So when someone says we are lying, how are we lying? It's right here. Profenofos. It's right here. So when you check the data that I've been presenting since we started this conversation, you see these are the pesticides that were found in the water, in our tomatoes, in our whatever in Uganda. And I checked with you guys following. I took you back to the register of EU and we saw all of them, how they were banned, and we saw their properties. And now we saw I mean, we've seen many things. So colleagues, we wanted to clear the air that first of all, it's not a gamble. This is scientific technical work that we do, very evidence-based, very authentic, very experienced guys, young men and old men and women. And people just don't know where to get these things. So someone just goes to online and maybe types in something, they don't know where the things are. So you as the media, it is our responsibility to empower you so that you can be able to know and run through these things on your own when you're sleeping, so that you can just maneuver these things and you're good to go. So ladies and gentlemen, well, I know I have taken a lot of your time, but yeah, so sometimes sometimes it's worth it. So I believe that you have learned something, and I hope that this can add value to your reporting, and also it can improve your confidence. You can get your confidence, and then you can be able to report without fear or favor, but using the facts, and then you're able really to bring out your stories from the well-informed point of view. So Henry, unless you need anything from me, but I think I should be able to stop here, and I give other people opportunity, maybe if at all there are any questions or something. Yeah, so sorry guys for taking long, but yeah. Thank you, Henry, and over to you in the studios of Consent.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernard. It has been quite a long clearing the air process. So colleagues, I would like to thank you for joining in, being around. Those that are trying to join and you have challenges, continuously link. So what we have done, we do not have the whole recording on YouTube, but it is there. I've put the link in the chat. You can go and follow up on the YouTube and pick up some of the, so that you follow in the explanation. Today we decided to run a practical webinar so that you are in position to also do your own research after the discussion and the presentations of today. All these is going to be shared with you. Your coordinators will be given the presentation. You can go on YouTube. So far, we have recorded around about an hour. So you'll be able to go and follow the presentation, follow in on your research. As we wish that you are in position to make informed questioning, to make informed reporting. That is why we have taken a little longer, so that you do not miss and disinform. And where the miss and disinforming comes in, we have shown you the highly hazardous pesticides, where they are coming in from, how they are going about, and what you need to do. You need to be professionals. Please go to those websites, check out, and question. We are not reinventing anything. We are only picking correct information that is researched, building your capacity, asking you to make people aware, and also to be in position to advocate, to call to action the duty bearers. Those of you, many of you, having relatives, friends, parents, grandparents, children who are falling sick. Let's campaign for healthy Uganda, have consumer protection, have better business. So ladies and gentlemen, at this particular time, I would like us to open the floor. If anybody has got any questions, anybody needs any clarification, Bernard, as we wait, you are going to see a number of colleagues have put questions in the chat, but most of them you have already answered. Those who are asking for how to navigate, you are going to use that YouTube link. You'll navigate and listen in, and you'll be in position to see everything at your leisure time. So I see the first hand from Jonathan. Let me unmute and you take the floor. Jonathan, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you so much, KHR and BBS. I hope I'm getting the acronyms rightly.
BBC.
Yes, and it's really an opportunity to have and be on this this great webinar. And I really cannot overemphasize that we need to do a lot here. First of all, I'm Jonathan from Siatini, Uganda. I've had a period of reading about pesticides, and immediately, actually, after the release of the recent article, and I had to really know what can we do better and how can we defend our positions well. And I see Bernard has put in a good defense, but also I see I've got an opportunity to read an article which indicates how it is one article that that blended the American department as the Department of Yes. And it was elaborating how pesticide companies corrupted the Environmental Protection Agency. And specifically, we see one of the issues that was highlighted in this was that the companies lured the Environmental Protection Agency to accept registration or supply of the product of an agrochemical on wrong data. So this had been in circulation for over years, over 20 years, 15 years. But one of the professors came out and researched and said that this was based on wrong data, and hence a wrong conclusion was made by the department. And when deeply going into that research, it indicates that there was a lot of pressure that was coming from the corporate world, name the corporate companies that manufacture these agrochemicals, to pressurize, and no wonder it was termed the Department of Yes. So your failure to adhere to what the corporate companies ask for, then employees or even that department is subject to receiving less money, or there is no promotion of particular individuals. And also realizing that we can really come to a conclusion and say, okay, if we see these companies, if we have the designated individuals for the country that are put in, that have the capacity to accept a particular agrochemical in a country, for example, Uganda, to what extent are these people independent of the corporate world? And that is a question maybe that we need to answer deeply, because it goes to the integrity of an individual, and also it goes to the arrangement and organizations of institutions that we have here. Do our institutions do detailed research to understand the particular substance in a chemical that is coming in Uganda independently, or that research is financed, is facilitated by the corporate world? That is really something that that was ushered out in this article, and hence we may even say that even our countries are being regarded as the yes countries. So, which is something that we as people in this space have to unpack. And also the corporate capture comes in. I had also an opportunity to read an article in the European Union deliberating on how corporate capture is coming in, even persuading decisions that are made by the European Union. And for example, it highlights the different policies that have come up, and the current policy that is being pushed, or that is being implemented, is the farm to fork strategy, and how the corporate world influenced the implementation of this strategy. So we really, beyond the chemicals that are that we have, but who influences the policy landscape that we are in? And maybe one question to inquire from Bernard is, we see Uganda has, I think I've seen nine substances, but yet some other countries are in thousands. So my question in that regard is, aren't we well off if we to do with if we are to do a comparison of other countries, and why actually are we only having such a less number? That's something that is disturbing my understanding. Other countries have many substances being exported, but Uganda has 9. Yeah, I understand that the number may not really matter, but the substance and the components that are coming in matter a lot. But maybe we need to understand that perspective of us having the less number of substances coming in. Thank you so much, KHR and BBC.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jonathan. And what you have just raised as Bernard prepares to come in, if you read the article from Professor Latigo, it had 4 variables or 4 paragraphs. On the 4th, where he talked of the numbers are not yet alarming. And to me, as an individual, that really hurt me. Are we waiting for 20 million Ugandans to get affected so that we take action? Even if they are 1 substance and 9 articles, that is a big number given when it is highly hazardous. So Bernard, please, you can come in.
Now, Henry, Jonathan raises important concerns, but of course you see the countries that have bulky kind of production, rather requisitions, we don't want to reach that level. Why? Because when you look at our healthcare system, we cannot manage the sick people when they fall sick. That is one. Number two, most of our farmers are smallholder farmers. So many of them have not yet reached the capacity of actually using larger sums. But when you go to other countries, someone has a whole 5 kilometers alone. And then actually you find that if, for instance, you go to South Africa, these are big farms. You know, someone is using an aeroplane actually to spray. So in Uganda, most of our farmers are smallholder farmers. And so the quantities are still a little bit smaller, but also some of the products are already with us. So there is no reason we are actually bringing more because we already have a stock that is sufficient to run us for some time. And then three is that chemical use is still a little bit a new subject in Uganda, and want to arrest it as early as possible before our people can start massively or misusing these things. So we want to arrest them as early as possible so that we have a structure where our farmers believe that we can work within what we have and we are able to produce sufficient amounts of food. So the numbers shouldn't be a worry. And actually, Latigo uses that as well to challenge, says, no, but the numbers are small. Me as a public health expert, one individual dying is a very sad situation because that one individual dies and leaves a family, leaves his children, leaves his home, leaves everybody. So the numbers shouldn't be an issue now that, okay, we are losing 100 people only. No. 100 are individuals who are supposed to live. They have a right to life. They have a right to save food. They have a right. So you are basically compromising people who are supposed to live. So we shouldn't wait for us to start having 1 million people sick. Then we start thinking, the cause is this one. Now let us see. No, we cannot afford that. We need to start now, arrest this issue, and move forward with a healthy community. Otherwise, the government is not able to sustain the health situation of our people. That is also true. So that is why we don't need to mind about the numbers now. We need to mind about, are they coming to the area? If they are, they start small. Even those ones which are massively taking 1,000 samples, whatever, they started with 10, 20, 40, 50. Then they're now in 1,000. And actually, out of the people who are exporting, we are not even around the first 10. No, we are still somehow, because of the nature of our agriculture. So we don't want to reach that far where we are having wider challenges of our people suffering from this, yet we can arrest it now. So that is the whatever I can give now. And maybe lastly is about, you see, I refused the PhD in these things because the scholarships were all tailoring you to be fixed. They want you to do this thing and they want you to have it that way. So you see, many people are being given PhDs to go and study, is it soil what and whatever, just to come and do GMOs, and they are calling it bio what and a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of influence that comes from the food sector, rather from the food industry. So the concern here is, how do we prepare our communities from the word go before we reach very far, before our people get used to these things? How do we support them? So I think that is the connotation. That's where we are coming from. And we need to make this noise as early as possible. But remember, we are working in a continent where other countries are already doing some bit of efforts, and we need to follow suit. We need to make sure that as a continent, we catch up these things very quickly. The influence is too high with the food guys. They have a lot of money. They can even give you $10 billion just to, hey, my friend, this thing is not easy. But we shall have to educate our people, our consumers, our farmers, our regulators. People don't know these things. So we need to do it now when it is still at the early stage before it can go far. So that is basically what I can say. I can comment on Jonathan's important issues that he set up. Yeah. Henry, you are muted.
Thank you very much, Bernard. That was quite was a good. So a precautionary principle is a very key element in trade, in development work. So Uganda being precautional, even if the numbers are not yet high, with the few numbers we are seeing, the magnitude and the way it is impacting on consumer health, on the economy, and on the environment. So the One Health initiative cannot work if we are wrongly using the highly hazardous and also the other non-hazardous pesticides. We are misusing them. We are doing general misuse and utilization of pesticides, not following the integrated pesticide and disease management in the country. Responsible use is very key. So anybody with a comment, please, you may raise your hand and you get the floor. Would welcome an interactive session, ladies and gentlemen. I trust those of you who have got laptops, you are already practicing, you're already doing your research and getting more information, even more than that Bernard presented to us. So I would like to thank you all, wherever you are best on your work, from your workstations. Those of you, the professional media or journalists, media houses that have allowed you to put off time to come and learn, civil society organizations that have joined us, ministries, department, agency personnel that are on the call. We decided to continuously replay or revisit these because one of us, as we keep on encouraging you to use the information that you get from here, to use it to sensitize the different stakeholders, particularly to bring about consumer protection and better business. Once you do something in the good faith for the health of Ugandans, the 46 million, and then once you castigate it and you're called a liar, and institutions that are safeguarding consumers and are promoting better business, we couldn't keep quiet. And I know my colleague Bernard is also writing a response to the article. And colleagues, you need to look at this and make sure that we do work on evidence-based. Whatever I have handed you, the synthesized report that the Food Safety Coalition came up with last year, we launched in December. Check in the chat, download that report. We have given you all other links so that you are professional journalists. Your media houses, your editors, I know, are put to task, but you can also put your editors to task. Here is the evidence. We are not doing hearsay. We are not mis- and disinforming the public. Fellow Ugandans, we are here to make sure that your health is clear. Our environment is clear. Businesses that are doing unscrupulous business are serving us so that there is better business. We are not against any business. We are only mentioning what is wrong. The highly hazardous pesticides are affecting consumer health. And we need responsible use of those that are not highly hazardous, whether they are inorganic or where they are organic. We need to do responsible use for the benefit of us as consumers, the environment, the economy, and the country in all. Yeah, Mr. Busiku, the floor is yours. Mr. Busiku? Okay, as Mr. Usiku gets online, we would like to thank a colleague who has shared with us an article. I would like to thank
Hello.
James Owech for having shared the
Mr.
article.
Chimela.
Please read it and also get to see. He wrote
Yes,
an
Mr. Chimela.
article, like we encourage you that write articles like Alex wrote, like James wrote, using the webinars to give you content that you can use in your daily articles. So thank you very much. And like Usiku does in Mbale, he uses the content that we get from here and takes it and sensitize the stakeholders on air and on social media. So Mr. Usiku, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chimera. I don't know, am I heard?
The floor is yours. You're loud and clear, Mr. Usiku.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chimela and the team. We are very humbled for this beautiful presentation and so on. I may not have a question, but this is just a comment. The challenge we have is that we have the problem of some people not willing to hear the truth. It's the problem we are having in our country, whereby you find that because these companies which are producing these pesticides, they are bringing in taxes or revenue to the country, or so the government is not looking on that issue of the impact which these pesticides are bringing to the public. But for them, they are looking on the revenue part of it. But at the end of the day, how is it sweet for you to enjoy the tax? But at the end of the day, your people you are serving, they are getting problems and so on. So that's the problem we are having, that some people, and even also, like, for instance, the professor who's trying to giving this information. This is someone who has been in the system and is expiring out of the system. But because he wants to show that is still relevant, is even being forced to bring certain information to still bring to catch up to that is the right person. But things are just evidence that when you do this, like for instance, some of us we are farmers and we engage in agriculture. But when you go into spraying and you don't aware yourself with the basics and so on, and those pests get into your eyes, you get problems. Personally, I've ever got a problem when I was spraying a maize sometimes back those days when we had the maize weevils which were disturbing us in around 2018 there. But because of the pesticide, which I went to separate the maize that I had not fully dressed up myself. Just a small pesticide, it went to my eyes and I had to get a problem, but I had to just rush into the hospital. So now I was saved. But for them, they can't realize on this. So that's the problem we are having, that some people, they know the truth, but they are not willing to accept it. And also that they are not willing to lose those products on the market that they are bringing in revenue to the country, yet the public are suffering. But my call is to my fellow journalists. We were told that let us really get to have the source, the evidence before you publish something. The best thing or where to go is that if we have the evidence with us, let us present what we have. When tomorrow reaction comes in, we have a base to base on that. No, we are doing this because on this and this, and it's good that now we have been given a way of accessing the information. This is the way to go. Let us keep on studying the public. Those who get to know it, let them take it. By the time they will get to realize it, even those who are fighting us, they will join us. But for now, they may not join us because they're not willing. But with the time after them knowing the truth and also trying to accept what is real, they also get to join on board. Otherwise, thank you very much. I would love to end here. I remain with Six Web from Bali.
Thank you very much, Busiku. Colleagues, those who are asking for the presentation, it is in the chat. Please pick it up and use it so that you empower yourselves further. So thank you very much. Like at times they say that the natural resources that are harvested illegally, what they call blood diamond, then our colleagues who do tax or revenue, a campaign on revenue, we should say that we shouldn't have blood revenue. So the other ones are called blood diamonds. So this one shouldn't be called blood revenue. So it is very key that a governance takes on responsibility of taking care of the citizens. And it is cardinal duty to protect the citizens, even those that are vulnerable. Many of us who take decisions, we have got grandchildren. Our grandchildren and the future generation that we have in this country needs to be protected, needs to be safeguarded, and we need to safeguard it with principles that bring in a healthy and quality of life. We can be earning, but we won't be in position to save if whatever we earn, we end up spending it on health. So it is unfortunate, and that would be something bad for the country. So let's get together. Let's continue campaigning against the highly hazardous pesticides that are misused and that are affecting us. Any other sharing? Okay, so colleagues, it is 5 o'clock. We have run for more than 2.5 hours, and I trust some of you would be loving to go back and do your write-up. Others are going to write articles, features, and so forth. Others are going to report live. So, ladies and gentlemen, please go and report live on highly hazardous pesticides, report on the misuse. And we are not campaigning against the correct usage of both organic and inorganic. We need to do correct integrated pesticide and disease management. We know that we are going to continuously campaign against the highly hazardous, campaign on alternatives that research and innovations have brought on, so that we can use the organic pesticides, use them to nourish the environment, and use correctly where we do not have the organic pesticides, we use the inorganic pesticides correctly. So let's continue advocating on the highly hazardous pesticides and also campaign on the misuse of pesticides. If we do not do it, we are going to be doing a disservice to our country, to consumers, to the businesses that are doing it correct. So, ladies and gentlemen, not seeing any other hand, I would like to thank you very, very much. It was a great honor having around about 70 plus of you. Now we are shrinking to around about 30. So I would like to thank you very much. We have shared everything that we have had. You can use the live link of YouTube to continuously go and pick the correct information we have shared with you. Use the presentation that has been shared with you to report correctly and sensitize the general public correctly. Thank you for always adhering to our call, and we wish you all the best and superb weekend. Please register. We are going to close in at 15:15. Those who have not yet registered, please do register. Those that have not yet downloaded the presentation, please download the presentation. And those that have not yet got the YouTube link, please get the YouTube link. But all the same, we will be passing on the information to your coordinators to share it with you. So you're most welcome to continuously register, and all the best. We wish you a superb weekend, and let's continue linking up as a team, and we become more responsible citizens and reporting on issues that affect us responsibly. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a superb weekend. All those that have not yet registered, I'm putting the link for the final time. Please do register, and this helps us to be able to give you back your data that you have used logging in, and enable you also to easily pick up. And we use the information to communicate to you whenever there is any other aspect. So please do register. This will help. It helps us a great deal to keep in touch with you, and also to be in position to see how we grow. So at this point in time, all the best, superb weekend. Please, we are closing in 4 minutes. Do all the protocols, those of you who have not done the protocols. Let us all register. Thank you. Superb weekend.
Chimera Henry.
Yes, Sabo.
Kale kambaleke ndoza kati tumaze webinar.
Yes, we are done, and we are